So all my brothers are down from, one's from Queensland and one's in Switzerland, and Mark. So there's 4 of us.
No, in the same town.
We're all together in Melbourne at the moment.
Oh, that is a beautiful moment. It's like the Bee Gees reforming. It's like the Brady Bunch getting back together.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like the Bee Gees. You're right.
Well, you're all, yeah. I mean, there's only one left. But you're all alive.
There's only
just
Robin.
tightening up my microphone.
Yeah,
Sorry.
just tighten up your microphone.
Oh, there you go.
Have you got it?
I was making a lot of noise and upstaging you.
But it's funny because we got together the other night with my kids and Kieran, but there was 4 of us in a restaurant, and it's funny because you do revert back to some of the old
Did you become a bit juvenile?
Yeah. Trev's the oldest, he's in charge, all order, all order, But what's interesting is that when we were growing up, so Trevor and Mark were indulged a lot in alcohol and drugs, So, and me and Glenn, we were more...
straight boy, good boys.
Yeah, Mum always said, you go into their room, when they were teenagers, it stank. Like, Sunday morning, it stank of smoking and would have been bongs and, alcohol. But you boys, nothing. Because, we would rather go have a milkshake and a hamburger than... we were more...
wow.
And they were more... they were into, like, drug alcohol. As I said, we were more nachos than narcos, me and my twin brother. There we go. Been working on that joke forever. Yeah, we were more nachos than narcos. But now it's reversed a bit because at the restaurant, we went to a Japanese restaurant because you didn't really go to a lot of those places with Mum and Dad because Dad didn't like,
He liked it more straight bat.
Straight bat, yeah. And also he used to have a go at the Asian waiters, so it was never, because...
you're a bit like that. You're a bit more straight bat. Yeah, you're not a highfalutin guy.
I'm not a highfalutin guy, but I like Asian food. But Dad we would go to Vietnamese restaurants and Dad would talk to the waiters about the Vietnamese War, which he fought in. They're looking at him like, I was born in Australia, mate. I don't know what you're doing. What did he say? He used to say, you were bloody quick with that fried rice, but you couldn't catch me in the tunnels of Coo Chee, could you, mate? And the guy's like, what? My name's Derek. I was born in Camberwell, mate.
I'm a computer scientist.
Yeah. I'm doing law at uni. Yeah. Anyway, so Dad didn't really like Asian food, and but we love it. The brothers, we love Asian food.
Yeah.
But you're right. I do like a pub.
Do you reminisce?
We do reminisce. We talk about Mum and Dad a lot, and all the stuff back in the day. But what's interesting now? So we went to the Japanese restaurant. They have beer and whatever, and me and Glenn, my twin, we both had a beer, and they were drinking water. The 2 oldest ones.
Oh, they've sobered up. They've gone full circle.
Yeah. At 62 and 60, whatever, they've sobered up, Glenn.
Well, and that was obviously brought to the table, as in it was brought up. People said, "Hey, what's going on here?"
Yeah,
you're all sober back on the.
Yeah, I know. Me and Glenn are the ones that are drinking, and we never used to drink.
But you're not. To be honest, you're not a
big drinker.
Not a big drinker. Yeah, and in the drugs department.
No, even though when I met Kieran, she claims I was addicted to marijuana in the 80s, late 80s it would have been.
And how, without getting too, how far did your brothers go? They didn't go down. They weren't drug.
Well,
addicts.
Put it this way, no, they weren't drug addicts. But my apparently my marijuana addiction. She goes, you had a little like machine thing that would roll joints. That was like a little rolly thing.
Yeah.
I said, didn't everyone have one of those? She's like, no. I wasn't addicted to marijuana.
But I grew up in a culture where I was so straight back, so conservative. So were my mates. There were bongs everywhere. There was people doing. That's as bad as it got, though.
Yeah, that's true. It was bad. It was as bad as it.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a bit of also magic mushrooms. Basically, anything grown in the ground, people tried where we grew up.
There was the guy over the road who said because I was quite naive, obviously, and he was on heroin, and he said to me, "Looks all right as long as you've got a good needle." Yeah. And I remember thinking, okay. Well, let's just hope he keeps his needles good. But I believed him.
Is he dead now, that guy? Or?
Well, he had an incident on a motorbike, and then he walked with a severe limp. Then on, and I don't think his life worked out all that well.
No.
Yeah,
no.
Unfortunately. But yeah. So I've got to be honest. And then as you move into show business, there's a whole other line of drugs that get offered to you.
Yeah.
And I remember being in Edinburgh, and that was the first time I was offered, your poppy pops, your little, your
pills, pingers.
And I just went, because the worst thing that I ever did, this is as bad as it gets. because I was performing in Edinburgh. I remember in Australia, I went on stage after taking Sudafed. Is it Sudafed?
Yeah,
Sudafed. There's a nighttime one and a daytime one.
Yeah, Sudafed's, that'll get you up a bit.
And I remember being on stage thinking I was in a dream, and I had to keep on reminding myself I was on stage, and I was staring into this light, just going, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm doing a robotic version of my stand-up. And I remember thinking, you know what? It was the drugs.
The drugs, man.
You're
on drugs.
I was on drugs, albeit over-the-counter drugs. That's as bad as I got. I rarely had marijuana. I think even with the guys I surfed with, we didn't have marijuana. Because one of our mates worked at Carlton United Brewery.
Oh, like a free beer.
So he would just turn up with a truckload of beer. So we drank a lot of beer. I've never done cocaine. I've never done anything. I mean, you know.
Well, guess what, Glenn? I bought some bags and play the music, Sam. Here we go.
Welcome to Somehow Related Now. Please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Oh, you feeling better now?
Well,
a couple of lines.
Well, I must admit,
I didn't have any bags.
The first time I had Valium was 9/11.
Oh my God!
And have I told you the story?
You were on the plane, were you? You were in New York.
No, I had done my back really badly.
Ooh.
I'd been to Shirley Strawn's wake, and I came home and I went, I'm going to have one of these things called a Valium because my back is bad. And I lay in the bed and I had a Valium and I went, oh my God.
Yeah, they're good Valium.
And then I'm going, now I get what people are talking about.
Well, the only time I've had Valium is when you gave it to me.
Did I? No.
Yeah, you gave me some in Queensland once.
Did I?
Yeah. You gave me a half.
I only gave you a half. Okay,
that's
crazy.
Good.
Was it because your back was bad?
I couldn't sleep, I think.
No, I've never given you. Sure.
You have given me Valium.
Did we share?
The only other time I've given it, the dentist gave it to me once.
Because you were a bit nervous at the dentist?
He goes, you're a bit anxious. Here, take one of these. I'm like, do I need a prescription? He goes, that's all right. Just take one.
Well, they do. If
then he goes, don't drive. You're not driving home, are you? I went, nah, I'll drive home.
I mean, whatever Valium does, it does go to my good place. So I'm on Valium, and I'm lying there, I'm going, and I look up, I swear this is true, I look up, and then an aeroplane flies into a building in the US.
And you're like, this is strong stuff.
And I'm going, I think I just saw that.
Mm.
And then I went, I think the world is ending. And then I went,
take another one.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that because I'll take another one of these and everything will be fine. And then another building and then another one. And then the next day, back was still bad, but it was like, wow, I need to.
A lot of people are on Valium and stuff. There's a lot of prescription
Well, some would say that it's highly addictive. I play golf with the psychiatrist, so he tells me all this stuff. Highly addictive. I don't think it's. Oh, hang on. Don't take advice from me. This is dangerous.
It's not oxy. It's not oxy, but you know.
What's oxy mean?
What's it called? Husey was hooked on him.
Oh, but you can't say that.
No, when he did his shoulder. He's in the jungle now. He won't hear this.
Oh, by the way, he won't hear this, but I'm watching him on the jungle, and he's doing okay. I think he's good value.
How's Zach Toohey, the Geelong player for the moustache? Do you know, he's a Geelong player. Zach Toohey, he's Irish.
Yeah, no. I met him at the airport one day. He's a lovely guy.
Yeah.
No, he's come across. Well, look, I don't watch it religious. I normally
Geraldine's in there too. Geraldine Hickey.
It's on. Yes, she's doing well.
She's been on this show.
Yeah.
So is Husey.
I normally go out and do my laundry and just hear it in the background.
Yeah. I watched a bit too.
Yeah, just come back when they're trying to throw. You know, they're over a canyon trying to throw basketball through a hoop.
Or eating a bull testicle. Or
and I just want to go on the writers' room and maybe just come up with some stuff that's a little bit better in the challenge department. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to sit down for my dinner, as I did last night, and then watch some, like you say, eating a bull's testicle while I'm having roast chicken with vegetables.
And also, there's a lot of grabbing spiders in a.
Yeah, there's a lot of
grabbing spiders.
I am going to be a purist on this. Has anyone thought that maybe they are traumatizing these animals by putting them in a box? Has anyone thought that perhaps that spiders have rights?
I think the bull's traumatized if you eat its testicle. Anyway, now Husey hurt his shoulder on the surf and they gave him oxys and he loved
What's
them.
oxys? Oxy.
Oh, it's just like a drug.
Oh, that's a painkiller.
It's a painkiller.
Oh, painkiller. Yeah.
It's oh God, I read all about it. I should know all about it, but Anyway.
What did you read about it for? Oh, because you had some pain. So, I mean, there's no doubt.
Oh, yeah, I've had pain from my surfing accident.
Yeah, how is it, by the way?
It still hurts. I went to the physio yesterday.
Still hurts?
Still hurts. Is that not right, is it?
No.
Anyway.
Is it still hurt when you wake up in the middle of the night?
No.
Well, that's usually the key. That's what the physio, that's the
big one.
If it wakes you in the middle of the night. But I'm not saying it's not bad, don't get me wrong. Is it restricting your movement?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. I can't put my hand up. I can't, raise the roof. I can't do that. Anyway, we should get the topics.
Oh, no, hang on. Okay, we should get the topic. As my dad always used to say, can you wipe your ass?
Yes, I can wipe
well,
my
you're
bottom.
fine.
And I can put my socks on. So, in the past, my hip and that, it's been very hard to put my socks on. But once you can't put your socks on...
Once you can't put your socks on,
wipe your bottom, you're in trouble. Oh, let's get the topics.
Hear
it? Yeah. Give me a hand. What are the topics, Sam?
Alice Cooper and Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, I reckon...
I've interviewed Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Of course I have.
Seriously?
Yeah, on the phone, yeah. He does a radio show, and we were doing a radio show, and he was on the same network, I think. Yeah, he was on that night, and we were on in the morning, and we interviewed him.
What's the point of him being... Because the radio show is here?
Yeah, it used to be on... it was on Vega or Nova at night, or Trip Gold, maybe?
Yeah, I seem to remember something about that.
Yeah, and he would just come on and go, hey, it's Alice Cooper here. You know, in 1978, I went on tour with Kiss, and I met Gene Simmons said to me, and then he'd play some Kiss. It was a good show.
Yeah.
Because he's got such insight into... And he's like a nice guy, and he's kind of smart, I think, Alice Cooper.
Really?
Yeah, he was no blockhead, that's for sure.
Well, obviously you're going to survive in show business, you've got to have there's two words, it's show and it's business. You've got to be smart to be able to survive, haven't you? I think you do.
With the same woman who was one of his singers. Is
that his real name, Alice Cooper? I don't know.
No. It's like something like Dennis Mundine or Dennis Munine or Alan Munine or something.
When was his peak? I mean,
70s.
No disrespect, I'm sure.
70s.
Does the band still play around?
Yeah.
They still play around.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the original line, but he still plays. Yeah, he played here last year out at Caribbean Gardens.
Oh, he did not.
You know Caribbean Gardens?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a festival out there and he headlined. And someone said he was great. I was talking to someone that went along and said, yeah, he was great. He came out with the makeup, with the chicken.
How many people would be there?
There was like a festival with a lot of those kind
So it'd be an outdoor thing.
Yeah, gothic rock acts.
800 people, something like that.
Oh, I think a few thousand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was pretty big. And Alice Cooper headline. Yeah, and he wore the hat, he had the makeup, he bit the chicken. I don't know.
What's he do with the chicken?
Does he do the chicken? Yeah, because he was one of the...
what's the other one?
That's Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah. He does a bat.
No, he does a bat. No, hang on. Alice Cooper, what happened? What happened? A live chicken got on stage one night. And
no.
This is true. And he grabbed it and said, oh, look, a chicken. And then he threw it into the audience. But he thought that chickens could fly, but they can't fly. And so the chicken just plummeted into where all the wheelchair people were. They had wheelchair people, and they ripped the chicken to shreds.
No,
this is true. You Google it, and then it made the news.
This is disparaging towards people in wheelchairs. Are you saying the wheelchair people did it?
Apparently, I don't know. It was a long time ago.
It was the mosh. It was the
mosh
wheelchair
pit. Mosh pit.
Okay.
And so anyway, he his manager rang up and made the news, and he said, "What are you doing with this chicken?" And he said, "Oh, no." He told the story, and he goes, "Well, I don't know. Just keep doing it." So then they used fake chickens or something. I think didn't he bite the chicken's head off?
So now
I think Ozzy does the bat. Who does the bat?
He's throwing out a roast chicken now, and everyone's out there with a bit of bread and a little bit of.
I'll have the wing.
Yeah, I got some coleslaw tonight. I'm going to put it with that. Oh, that's nice.
And what's his big song? School's Out. That's a great song. School's out for summer. What are the other ones? That's the only one I can remember.
I think
it's a good song.
He wears makeup around his eyes.
Yeah.
Now, hang on. What is he?
Long black hair.
What is he?
He's rock. Heavy rock with a bit of...
Was he the first to do a dress-up?
Yes.
A dress-up version of rock?
He was the first to introduce horror themes to rock, apparently. So there's a lot of bands now that do that, whether it's Marilyn Manson or whoever. He was the first.
Right, yeah.
He was the king. He was the original.
All you need to do is whack a bit of mascara on and let it run a bit, and you've got a character, haven't you, really?
Yeah.
And I reckon every time I saw him interviewed, it looked like he always had mascara on.
Oh, yeah. He probably has it permanently. You can get it on permanently.
Who's the guy that plays the piano? The funny guy?
Billy Joel.
No.
Sammy J.
No, the other one. Writes musicals.
Eddie Perfect.
No, the other one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, mate, yeah. Yeah,
He wears mascara, doesn't he?
He does. He absolutely does.
Everyone knows who we're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, he wrote Matilda the musical. He doesn't wear shoes.
Doesn't wear shoes.
You work with him on the show, and I work with him.
Did I? I've never. I walked him. He was on their pilot for Ronnie Johns.
Tim Minchin.
In fairness, you did remember. You didn't look it up on your phone.
I did remember.
Yeah. Hello to Tim if you're listening.
You know, I hosted his Raw Comedy Heat, and he didn't get through, but he did a priest character. This would have been 20 years ago. And he always remembers, I said to him, I reckon you're funny. I don't know what those judges were thinking, but you were funny. And he reminded me of that. And I said, 10%, please.
Well,
you know that Matilda musical that he wrote, which is good. We went and saw it. It was great. Really good. That is touring as we speak.
So what does that mean for him?
He gets thousands of dollars from it.
Thousands?
Oh, absolutely. More than thousands.
Thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars. But a week. He's getting getting...
but for something like that, he should be getting millions
I
of dollars.
think he would get millions a year.
Millions.
Because it's touring in the Midwest, it's touring in England, it's just everywhere, that musical. So anyway,
he's done incredibly well.
We've got to come up with a musical idea. What are we doing?
Yeah, I know.
What are we doing?
I've said before.
Somehow related to the musical. Yeah, that's not going to take off.
Dave O'Neill, a musical called O'Neill.
That's not going to take off.
How about Russell Court, the musical?
Yeah, that would do all right, actually.
Because you got Boot Scootin' Dancing in there. You got a little bit of Roadkill. You got a song called Roadkill. You can have a song called...
But that's a problem, though. You'd have to be in it, and you wouldn't want to be in 8 shows a week. And so people would go to the matinee on Saturday and just have that announcement. The part of Russell Court today will be played by Dave O'Neill. It was like, fuck off! Well, some other actor,
darling, we're leaving.
Some other actor that looks like you. You know what I mean? Who's that guy that looks like you? The guy from Succession. Well, that would be good. We could get him over to play you.
Oh, that'd be weird.
Anyway,
but I'd like to get some young up and comer.
Would you be happy to get some young and up and comer to play you? Like, who would you get?
Yes, I would.
You ever get someone of a similar body type? So,
yeah, you know who I'd get? My nephew. Because we were only talking about this the other day. Yeah,
okay, because he looks a bit like you.
I'd get Nick to play.
Yeah?
Yeah, looks a bit like me. Well,
let's go out on
not as good looking as him, but...
Let's go out on a... Yeah, I've seen him. Let's go out on a whim and
No, you've met Pat. Pat lives overseas now.
We need to get... Why don't we get someone like Joel Creasy? You know what I mean? Diversify. Russell Coit, the part of Russell Coit be played by Joel Creasy.
Maybe we should get a girl to do that.
Good idea.
Who's the girl from...
Would Kitty be up for it? I don't think
Kitty
so.
Flanagan.
She could do Fist the musical. Oh, my God. That would go off, wouldn't it? Fist the play would go off.
I'm thinking Fisk on Ice.
Yeah, it would go off.
That would be great with all the characters coming out with... you're reading the menu while you're doing a podcast.
Hey. All right, Alice Cooper. Let's go back to Alice Cooper.
Okay, so Alice Cooper. What else? Oh, you know what he loves? Golf.
He's the... I know this because on Spicks and Specs.
He's probably one of the best.
He's one of the number one celebrity golfers
in the world.
You know who number 2 is? Lloyd Cole. Because I did Spicks and Specs with Lloyd Cole, and they did a skit where they talked about Lloyd Cole being a number 2 golfer. He's from the 80s. He was in a band called Lloyd Cole and the Commotions. Yeah, he's Scottish, right. British. Yeah. And he plays against Alice Cooper in America because he lives in America. And my friend Mark O'Toole was working as a writer on the show, dressed up as Alice Cooper and came out with a golf club for some reason on the show.
Right.
And that's how I know that Alice Cooper's number 1 and Lloyd Cole was number 2 for a while.
But Lloyd Cole... So it's
but Alice Cooper's got a very good handicap.
He plays a 4.
Oh, that's pretty good.
You know
Lloyd was about 6 or 7, I think.
Yeah.
So that's very good, isn't it?
Oh, very good. Anything under 10 is really good.
What are you?
13? 14?
Not bad.
It's all right.
In your group of players, can we give any other... What's Pang?
Pang, we're all about the same. Right. You know, sometimes people will drop right down to about 10 or 11. And
Mick, more.
Oh, Mick's really improved. But Mick's probably high teens.
Yeah, but he lives on a golf course.
Yeah, I know. Who else? We said Pang, did we? Yeah.
Brownie? Jonathan Brown.
Jonathan Brown. He's on about 10, I think.
Yeah, but you know.
It depends where your handicap is, because my handicap is at a very hard golf course. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, okay, right. Yeah.
Which says that I'm pretty bloody good. Okay, what else do we know about Alice Cooper?
No, I think we've said enough about Alice. He's great. I always liked him. I always liked his... I never bought his records. I think my brother would have had that record, that School's Out record.
Do you remember him in Wayne's World?
Yes. We're Not Worthy. That's where We're Not Worthy came from.
Is that where it came from?
I'm pretty sure that's We're Not Worthy.
Because they go to meet Alice Cooper backstage, and Alice Cooper is boring.
Yeah,
Talking
that's
about
right.
historical American references or something.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's a very good scene, actually. I don't know. Seriously, I don't know. He was big.
Okay.
What his peak would have been.
70s. Late 70s.
So he's big in the 70s and he's still doing it now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And then into the 80s too.
how old would he be? He must be mid-70s.
Mid-70s. Alice Cooper.
He must. Does he look in the mirror and go, I'm still doing this? I'm still pulling the pants on.
Well, he's with the same woman from the 70s. She must go, oh, God.
Well, imagine, I mean, I don't want to say it, but she would probably, she'd be of senior years. So would she be, she wouldn't be getting in the mosh pit. That's for sure.
No, she'd be at home.
She'd be at home.
Yeah.
It's like Dolly Parton's husband's never seen her perform.
Yeah, I know. This runs his trucking business.
I don't know anything else we can...
well, let's talk about, was it Keanu? Keanu Reeves. Oh, I love Keanu Reeves. I loved him since Bill and Ted. Thought it was really funny.
Never saw that film.
Oh, you never saw Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
No.
Oh, that's a very funny movie.
Is it? It's a comedy film.
Yeah, it's a teen comedy.
See, there you go.
Him
it's
and they're like stoners, him and his mate, and they go back in time in a phone box, and they go, dude, so I don't know. It's funny. And the second one's really funny too. The guy who plays Death the Grim Reaper is really funny.
So Keanu was funny.
Yeah, he can be really funny. And then The Matrix, he was awesome in The Matrix. And then...
And guess what?
What? You were asked to be in The Matrix? You were in The Matrix.
I've never seen The Matrix.
You've never seen The Matrix?
I know. That's really bad, isn't it?
It's a great
Because a lot of
movie.
people quote The Matrix and I go...
Yeah, the blue pill or the red pill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the premise of The Matrix? Isn't that terrible?
The premise of The Matrix is that we're all living, society's all a computer-generated thing, and we're all just... So us sitting here today is not real. We're actually just...
I've thought that.
We're all just plugged in these like little pods with things in our brains. And he breaks out of The Matrix.
And then what happened? So how can you have Matrix 2? Where do you come back for?
Okay. The Matrix 3 it got more and more confusing as it went on, The Matrix.
Well, it would because you
Matrix 2 was confusing. Matrix 3 was off the charts. Like, I don't even know what's going on. There were people, I don't know, it was weird. So, yeah, they're great movies. And then, of course, John Wick, which I haven't seen, but some of my kids have seen it. That's a great action series. And then there's been a lot in between, like Speed. You've seen Speed, though, when you're on the bus.
Yeah, that was good.
And, his best movie, Point Break.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze.
Again, I've forgotten it now, but that was around
He's
the
an
surfing
undercover.
industry, and he was a cop.
Undercover FBI agent.
And I got it confused with Big Wednesday.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's a great... Point Break is a great movie.
It's a great movie. I associate the Keanu Reeves with a Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton film called Something's Gotta Give.
Is he in Something's Gotta Give?
He plays the doctor that she falls in love with.
Okay.
And
that's a good movie.
So she falls in love with the younger guy.
Mm.
It's a great movie. Nicholson, Nicholson, such a great talent. He's my favourite actor, I've got to say. But his ability to... Anyway, but Keanu Reeves is very good in that. He played a responsible young man. Very good. Oh, I've got an itchy ear.
It's your ear, man.
Oh, that's better.
Keanu, apparently I've never met him, never interviewed him. I work with a makeup artist who worked on, might have been The Matrix, and she said he came into the makeup room and he was like, they'd been told not to,
look at him.
Yeah, and all this stuff. And he just sat down and he said, listen, just treat me like a normal person. I'm a normal person. That's how I prefer to be treated.
And they went, sorry, who are you?
Yeah. We must get a lot, you know what I mean? They said he's a lovely guy.
He's the number one nicest. He's voted. I don't know why I know this. Why was I looking it up? Maybe I was looking self.
Well, there's all
he's number one nicest guy in Hollywood.
Well, there's all these.
Everyone says that he's the nicest guy.
Yeah, there's all those clips of him talking to kids and stuff at signings and stuff, and
yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Does that make him nice?
No.
What about? What,
also, you know what? His life's been tinted by tragedy too. So,
but hasn't everyone's?
Not like him though. So he had a girlfriend, right? She got pregnant, right?
Yeah.
Their baby was born stillborn at like 8 months, right?
Yeah.
She was then killed in a motorcycle accident, I think. Yeah. So that's pretty tragic.
Yeah, but everyone has a story.
Well, I don't think your ex-girlfriend was killed in a motorcycle accident. Not that I've...
I
don't think she rode
You don't know what might have happened to my ex-girlfriend?
She rode with the Comancheros.
But don't get me wrong. But it must be a one-on-one thing that when you're with him, you feel like he's very kind and supportive. And
well, it's interesting, those big Hollywood guys. I was talking to Ben Knight, who's a comedian, and he was in The Fall Guy, whatever it's called, with, famous guy from Barbie. He was in Ken in Barbie. Ryan, Yeah, you know that guy. You know who? You know that guy. Famous. You know, he was in the Mickey Mouse Club.
Ryan
He was
Sheldon. No, he's in The Imperfect.
No, it's not Ryan Shelton. What's his name?
I don't.
Anyway,
Stop it.
he said
We can't go on until
we get his name.
we
Sam, who's that famous actor?
You're thinking of Ryan Gosling.
I had the first name right. Thanks, Sam. I had the first name
But
right.
why didn't it roll off your tongue?
I don't know. You said Ryan Shelton and it really threw me. Anyway, he's kind of like the new kind of Keanu in a way because he's funny, he's good looking. Ben Knight, this comedian, worked with him on that Fall Guy movie. He was like his main protagonist, and he said, "Yeah, he's everything you'd think he is: charming, friendly, really nice."
This is interesting. Who's the nicest guy in Australian showbiz?
Well, you obviously.
I didn't ask you. No. You think?
I don't know. Well, in
No,
terms of Hollywood people,
You know who would be? I guarantee it would be Hugh Jackman.
Hughesy, yes.
Yeah, no.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Never met him.
Kylie Minogue. Jimmy Barnes.
Oh, he's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't he have I don't want to say anything disparaging about it, but didn't he come through a rough past and that wasn't there a period?
Absolutely.
But now he?
He's always finding new kids. It was in the paper the other day. He had another kid that he didn't know about. She's 20 or something.
You know who gets voted up highly in the because you put the word nicest in your thing. Costa.
Oh yeah, Costa. Yeah, he's great.
Have you met him?
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, nice guy.
Yeah, I've met Kylie, very nice. I haven't met Jimmy.
I've
John
met Jimmy.
Farnham. John Farnham's got to be up there.
He'd be a nice guy.
He's a lovely guy.
You've met him.
But okay, let's just focus it down a little bit. I would say Dave O'Neill would have to be the nicest guy in the comedy because you don't count me in the comedy industry because I don't do stand up.
Comedy industry.
Yeah, but I don't do stand up anymore, so I don't really count. So who's the nicest guy? Because they were all in this room the other day. Who's the nicest guy? I would say, you would be voted the nicest guy.
Really?
Well, who's nicer than you?
Oh.
You do. You're always number one. You're the guy that gets those lunches together.
Do a lot for charity.
Do a lot for charity. You
So
support
much.
people. You told that singer guy that he was funny. What's his name?
Tim Minchin.
Glad you remember because I forgot.
It's always, yeah. I hosted a raw comedy thing in Perth, and it's always good to give a bit of encouragement to the young people.
So who else is nice?
Oh, in comedy?
In stand-up comedy, because
Plenty
there
of them.
are known to be.
There are some a-holes. Yeah, but I mean, that's because people have issues.
Adam Hill.
I mean?
Adam Hill.
Nice guy, yeah.
He's a nice guy.
But we don't see him
Kitty
anymore.
Flanagan.
Kitty Flanagan's really nice.
Kitty Flanagan.
But tell you what, though, some of these people are very nice, but they're also tough. You know what I mean? Like, they know what they want, man.
So when it comes, when you're up against it, you'll see the true character.
Denise Scott's really nice too. There's a lot of the women are really nice.
Denise
actually.
Scott is beautiful.
When I started comedy, a lot of the women were friendlier than the men.
Oh,
So,
were
like,
they?
Yeah, I reckon. Like Denise, Judith,
Yep.
Kitty, Julia
Who's
Morris.
really nice in the new fold of the young and up and coming?
Oh, well,
Guy Montgomery's lovely.
Ray O'Leary.
Ray O'Leary's on your show, on your podcast.
Those
this week.
immigrants, those Kiwis are nice.
They are nice,
they
aren't
are
they?
nice, yeah.
They're lovely.
There's plenty of nice ones.
Anyway,
All right,
what other
Keanu-
films has he done? He's done what? I think he said them all. Really, the
John
only ones I
Wick.
remember. Was he in a band?
Yeah, he's in a band called Dead Star. Is it Dead Star?
Is
He's
it
a bass player.
Dogstar.
He's
Dogstar.
a bass. Dead Star or a Melbourne band.
Yeah.
He's a bass player. Yeah, good bass.
He's a bass player, and
Like
so
me.
they turn up and then they go.
If I ever met him, we talk about bass playing, and he'd love it. He'd love it.
Yeah, maybe he wouldn't be a nice guy then. He'd just go, I don't want to talk about it.
No. They guys like that love talking about, things no one ever talks to them about.
Okay, what would you say? Seriously?
I say, what sort of bass have you got?
Can you do the opening theme from Seinfeld? You'd have to say that.
No, you just talk about what sort of bass you've got, and then what bass players do you like, and what sort of,
And you held the hand above or below?
Yeah, are you
a
up
thumb
high?
guy?
Are you up high, or you're down? Or are you a plectrum guy?
Yeah.
Or are you like a fingers guy, or you're a bit of both? Yeah, we talk bass, and you know what? I've found with guys like that, if you talk to them about their interest, they love it.
Oh, yeah, of course. If you
It's
just
like
talk
with my cousin, I met Eric Banner in Perth years ago.
motorbikes.
Neil said to him, I want to talk about motorbikes. And Eric's like, oh, yeah. That's all they talk about.
What shall I, if I want to meet you, what do I talk to you about? Hamburgers?
Hamburger food.
Milkshakes.
Milkshakes.
Dim Sims.
Lollies.
Yeah.
It's true, though.
Well, it's true because
You like Kitty Flanagan.
what do you talk to her about?
All junk for, lollies. She's a lolly expert.
And now she's a golf expert.
Oh, she's like you. Yeah. See, but Anyway, you don't want to get on a golf conversation.
If people talk about hitting a little ball in the ground with passion, it must be so boring for other people to hear that.
It reminds me of when we were in that burger place and you started talking to that guy about surfing.
No, come on, that's cool talk.
Nearly fell asleep.
I didn't. But the thing is, when you're with those guys, you've got to drop a couple of phrases to let them know that you know what you're talking about.
I think Keanu would be a surfer. He looks like a surfer.
He comes across as a surfer. Yeah. I reckon he's got a good diet. I don't reckon he
looks pretty fit.
He looks pretty fit.
He wouldn't be into lollies, but you could talk about bass playing.
But yeah.
What thinking music do we have? Why don't we play a fight scene from The Matrix?
Oh, yeah.
He had great fight scenes.
Didn't they? Because it was a bit like Kung Fu. He'd jump around in the air.
Yeah.
Do high kicks and everything. All right, hang on. I'll find... this is not a make-believe.
No, it's just a commentary. We're doing the DVD commentary.
A DVD commentary.
Like we were in it.
I know Kung Fu. Show me.
This is a sparring program, similar to the programmed reality of The Matrix.
Oh, yeah.
It has the same basic rules,
All right.
rules like gravity. What you must learn is that these rules are no different than the rules of a computer system.
Yeah, right.
Some of them can be bent.
Is it Mac or PC?
Others can be broken.
Oh.
Rules.
Understand?
No Chinese burns.
Did the IT guy out?
No kicking the balls.
Can.
Yeah.
No typewriter.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Keanu Reeves is just... Oh, he looks good.
I like they got the Chinese gongs in the background. Yeah. Gong him red.
Oh, now they're going at it, really.
Yes. He's good, isn't he? Who's playing those bongo drums?
He's not being a nice guy now.
He's black belt or brown belt?
Oh, what's his name? Oh, he jumped! He flew in the air! Oh my God! Look at it, Keanu and the aerial, the roundhouse. Oh, now, he's thrown
flipped him over.
Oh.
I feel like I'm still on the school oval again.
Because it reminds me.
What's he saying?
Weakness is not your technique.
Oh, come at you!
Hey, don't knock my Don't knock my technique, mate. I was kicking in the balls.
Oh, hang on.
I know. Are other people joining in?
Why did they kick him in the gut? Oh. Reminds me. Oh.
I like the music.
They don't split their pants, sometimes.
You really need, like, in Raiders of the Lost Ark where Harrison Ford pulls out a gun and just shoots the guy. You really need that to happen.
You know about that story?
Yeah, he was sick. He was sick, wasn't he?
And rather than do all the moves, he just went, how about I do this? And it stayed in.
It was the best bit of the movie.
Best bit of the Can I just say, did I tell you the time that I went to the kickboxing?
Why don't you keep it for the end?
Oh, keep it for the end.
Well, what is your guess with Keanu Reeves and Alice Cooper?
I'm just going to go, you know what? I reckon they were next door neighbours. I'm going to go really simple.
Are they Canadian? I think Keanu Reeves is Canadian.
I think he is.
I reckon their dads work together or something. Because Alice Cooper's older than Keanu Reeves. He'd be 20 years older than Keanu, wouldn't he? At least.
Yeah.
I reckon their dads knew each other or something like that.
Yeah,
what? What is the answer, Sam?
Alice Cooper used to babysit Keanu Reeves. The actor admitted that his recollection of Cooper babysitting him was fuzzy at best, but it's something that he was informed of once he got older and could comprehend who the iconic rocker was.
What?
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
God, what if he got the chicken out? I wonder if he wore the makeup.
No, it must have been.
That's funny.
And Uncle Alice is coming around.
That's a bit weird, isn't it?
It is a bit weird.
A guy like that to babysit your kids.
Would you? I don't know. It's just. I come from a time when babysitting wasn't. Now it's like a thing that
wasn't done in my day.
My day, we used to go and see Leonie Hyde next door, and I'd go and I'd stay with her while Mum was in Sydney. Oh no, I wouldn't stay with her. I'd go in there, and her husband had left something. No, her husband had died, so she was alone. And I would remember going out into the kitchen, and she had a jar of chocolate royals.
Ooh. And my nana would babysit us, but that'd be about it. But Mum and Dad didn't go out much anyway.
And I think sometimes my auntie, you had aunties that they were just family friends, but you called them auntie.
Yeah.
You used to go around and I've told the story before, but we used to go around and use her pool, a bit like you.
Oh, and
Of
she
like-
grabbed you or something happened underneath.
No, you.
Oh,
no,
you
I-
grabbed her.
No, she opened her legs and said, "But you can't swim between
right.
her legs," and I kicked her in there. Hello.
Oh. Okay, you at the kickboxing. What happened?
Yeah, kickboxing. So a friend of mine is the doctor for the kickboxing. So it meant that I could go and sit ringside at the kickboxing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the way they do it, it's kind of cabaret, meaning that there are tables, and as you're watching two people beating the crap out of each other, you can have a meal.
What?
So I'm serious. You can have a meal.
Bizarre.
It is bizarre, but, it's a bit of an outing, a bit of a thing. So I'm sitting actual ringside at a table like this, right?
Yeah.
And so I could almost reach out and touch the people. Now,
Yeah.
they come out. I'm a sensitive guy. I don't like seeing people. But I'm also highly trained kickboxer.
Of course.
Just in case. Don't make any sudden moves. I'll take you down. So these guys get in the ring, and they're very respectful, these guys. They're not like thugs. They're very good at their art form.
Sure.
And they're very... Anyway, so this guy goes crunch, crunch, bang, and he kicks this guy in the head. He flies through the air, and he lands in front of me. And I go, he's dead. Seriously,
Yeah.
it looked like he just went boom. He was knocked out. The doctor who's sitting next to me jumps up, goes in, checks him over, gets him up, comes back down, sits back down, and finishes his lemon meringue pie. He was halfway through his lemon meringue pie, and the guy nearly died. And I'm going, how can you eat a lemon meringue pie after seeing someone nearly die? And he goes, oh, yeah, no, it's nice lemon meringue. But did you get one? I got the apple slice because it was lemon meringue.
And did you look at him and go, oh, there's a bit of raspberry coolness on my hangers blood?
Well, it's not far off that. But anyway, for all the kickbox, I'm sure there were a lot of people out there who do the martial arts, and it was in a pub, and it was a fun night out. But you don't look at anyone sideways in the car park when you
No, God, no.
Because they've been seeing people doing roundhouses.
Exactly.
And they're looking for a bit of a roundhouse.
A roundhouse on Russell Coit's
Having
head.
said that, if I had the Russell Coit, outfit in the car, I could have got it. Now, that would be a good character. Because, you got to have your character with you.
Yes. Oh, boy.
Characters. Yeah.
Oh, I love having a meal.
But I reckon if you went there, right, because you're so passionate about your food, what would you? You'd probably have a schnitzel?
Schnitzel, yeah.
Yeah, or a Parma.
Yeah.
I don't reckon you'd even look up.
I'd keep eating.
Hey, Dave, did you see that fight? No, it's halfway through my
Sorry,
Parma.
we got to bring the stretcher through.
Can I get some more chips with that?
Go around.